Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Today is June 10th. Yes, June 10th. For a long time, I thought that living well meant checking all the right boxes, building a successful career, achieving financial goals, staying busy, and constantly striving for the next milestone. But over the years, my definition of a well-lived life has changed dramatically. I think at first my definition of living well meant that I would live without any debt, be able to spend money on anything I like, and not have any worries. I think I was delusional. I realize now that living well doesn't mean not facing challenges. It is having the grace and gratitude to realize that you can overcome challenges and learn something from them. Is it always easy? No, in fact, it's not, but that's just part of the journey. These days, living well has less to do with accomplishment and more to do with how I feel when I wake up each morning. One of the biggest lessons I've learned is that peace is priceless. Peace to me means being able to complete my morning routine that keeps me grounded. It is peaceful knowing that I have a job that I get to do, kids that are safe and healthy, and a partner that I adore and who adores me. A home that is beautiful, comforting, and safe. I wasn't always at peace though. It has taken me the journey of self growth to discover how abundant I am in life, how grateful I truly am for all the blessings, and most importantly, what boundaries I must put in place in order to protect my peace. Am I always successful in that? Nope. But I am a work in progress, and so are you. And that's the beauty of life. Some of my favorite moments aren't the big milestones that make it onto social media. They're the quiet, ordinary moments that remind me how beautiful life can be when I'm fully present. Some of my favorite things during the day are writing my gratitude, mindlessly scrolling TikTok and singing them to my husband or my friend, talking to my friend Nancy every morning, laughing with my husband, talking about our days, reading, and just hanging out with the kids when they want to hang out with me. Am I always fully present for those activities? Honestly, no. My mind wanders or I get engrossed in something I like to do and don't necessarily pay 100% attention, especially if my name isn't said before someone starts talking. But I'm working on that. The older I get, the more I realize that the quality of our lives is deeply connected to the quality of our relationships. The people we share life with matter more than any achievement. I still have friends that I talk to that I met in elementary school or that I met when I was only 18. I have friends that I talk to that I met here in South Carolina after we moved. And I have a friend I talk to daily that lives in Pennsylvania. And confession time, she and I have never met. We were part of a group of people who are like minded and met on TikTok. Yep, you heard that right. These friendships are all so very different. My friend, who I've known since first grade, has seen me evolve from a 6-year old to an almost 40-year-old. But one thing never wavers: we are always there for each other. Whereas some of these other friendships have just become recent friendships and they only know me as who I am today. Now, I don't just prioritize my friendships, I prioritize my relationship with my husband and my kids as well. I want them to know how much I love them, how much I will always be there for them. And honestly, at the end of the day, they are the ones that matter the most to me. Now, I still have financial goals and dreams, but my perspective on money has shifted. Living well isn't about having everything, it's about feeling secure, intentional, and aligned with my values. Yes, I still am working towards being debt free, but I also realize I don't have to be debt free to live a fulfilling life. I can still have debt and work on my goals whilst experiencing joy, fun, and adventure. It is all a balancing act, which I am learning. I'm learning to make wiser choices with my money, and I will say that it has allowed me to really focus on priorities, given me the ability to give more to others, and has allowed me to really see how abundant my life really is. Personal growth will always be important to me, but I've learned that growth doesn't have to come from constant hustle. Sometimes growth happens when we slow down enough to listen to ourselves. I do not always have to be on in order to grow. I have found that abundance and growth comes much more naturally when there are boundaries in place, expectations set, and when I am true to myself. I am constantly learning about different areas and how to improve upon my life. I read a lot, and that helps me grow. For years, I thought self care was something I would get around to after everything else was done. Now I understand that caring for myself is part of caring for the people I love. I absolutely love a good skincare routine. I am starting to learn how to take care of my body by joining the YMCA. I even signed up for my first group exercise class. It was Pilates, and at the time I wrote my blog, I was nervous. I have since completed that. I definitely stepped out of my comfort zone, but I gave it a try. What could it hurt? Well, other than my egos and my muscles, which it kind of did, but that's okay. I know it would be good for me to give it a try. Perhaps I will love it. I didn't. It was fine. I would like to take it again once I work on some more issues. But one thing I do know is I had to make it a priority to take care of my mental health and my physical health. I can't be there for others if I can't show up for myself. It is true, and neither can you. If there's one thing I've learned, it is that living well isn't a destination, it's a practice. It's a collection of choices, priorities, and moments that reflect what matters most in the season of life. My suggestion is to be grateful for everything you have and everything there is to come. And to quote Peter Pan, who happens to be one of my favorites, to live will be an awfully big adventure. So you might as well live well. Today's positive affirmation is I spread love and kindness wherever I go. I hope you all have a great day.